Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on June 15th, 2020. Global markets drop amid second wave fears. World share markets declined on Monday as growing fears of a second wave of coronavirus infections revived worries among investors, with Beijing on Monday reporting its second consecutive day of record numbers of COVID-19 cases, while new cases and hospitalizations were in record numbers in more U.S. states. Amid this, mini futures for the S&P 500 fell 2.7% in Asia, marking 1% drop earlier. European markets were also set to open lower, with pan-region EuroSTOXX 50 futures and German DAX futures each tumbling 2.5%, while FTSE futures decreasing 2%. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan traded 2.3% lower, extending its losses from 0.3% earlier in the day, while Australian and South Korea shares lost 2.2% and 4.8% respectively. Japan's Nikkei also extended losses to 3.5%, and Chinese shares joined to sell off, with the blue-chip CSI 300 index down nearly 1%. H&M marks 50% decline in net sales in second quarter. On Monday, the world's second biggest fashion retailer, H&M, posted a steep decline in second quarter sales as measures to contain coronavirus spread affected the sector. The Swedish company net sales for the 3-month to May 31st slumped 50% year-on-year to 28.7 billion crowns, $3.1 billion. Meanwhile, the drop was slightly lower than analysts' forecast of a fall to 27.5 billion. Shares in H&M, which on April 3rd started its pace to the first quarterly loss in many decades, in the second quarter lost 24% this year at Friday's closing price. The company, which will report full quarterly earnings on June 26th, adding that 18% of its 5,058 stores remain closed temporarily. China's industrial output continues to rise in May. China's factories increased production for a second straight month in May as the countries tried to rebound from the coronavirus crisis, although the weaker-than-expected gains suggested the recovery remained fragile. Official data showed on Monday that industrial output growth improved to 4.4% in May, from a year earlier, marking the highest reading since December. Analysts expected a 5% rise from 3.9% in April, the first expansion since the virus emerged in China late last year. Meanwhile, data also showed sustained contractions in retail sales and investment, a sign many sectors were still struggling with the effects of heavy shutdowns across the world's second-largest economy earlier this year. Retail sales fell for a fourth straight month, dropping 2.8%.